what we're going to do tonight is we're going to have a look at some of Phil's wonderful photographs. I've been very generous to Phil because the rule was 12, but I let Phil have 15 because I'm kind.
Very generous.
I know, I like to think so. So we're going to look at some of the pictures and then I'm going to grill Phil in between. We're going to turn the lights off as well. Now we do have Bishopsgate Police, so all of you in the back row, as I said at the last one, behave yourselves. Lucy's got a torch and she will be examining what's going on at various intervals, so behave. So if we could have the lights out, please, my excellent compare. Oh! There we are. Can you see us all? Are we lit? Excellent. Right, Phil, I think probably the best way is to start with a photograph, I think.
I think so. That's a good idea.
Right, I'm going to basically ask you to tell us a bit about the photograph.
Right.
If we have a look. So here we are, photograph number 1.
Oh, these photographs are not coming in any particular order. It's a very arbitrary selection. And of course, it's very difficult to select just 15 images from your entire collection, which is spread over 40 years. But I remember this photograph and I'm very fond of it because I took it around about, I think, 1994, and it was taken, as you can see, in Bangladesh. And I remember I was in a boat just outside Dhaka and we approached this village, got out of the boat, and it was a hive of activity. Lots of things were going on, and I had 2 cameras with me at the time, one with black and white film and one with colour film. This lady just suddenly occurred to me on the left-hand side of my eyes, and I was photographing some women at a drinking well at the time, and I went over to her, we exchanged smiles, and then she looked to her left to the women who were at the water hole, and there she is preparing some spices. Now, Bangladeshi women are legendary for their eco status, I suppose you could call it. They really look after the land, the rural women of Bangladesh. Nothing is wasted and everything is recycled. And I think this reminds me of my visit very much to Bangladesh. I've been there about half a dozen times and taken lots of photographs. And the lighting, when I took that, was just perfect, really. So the opening of the show is a picture of Bangladesh.
That's fantastic. Right, let's move on to number 2. Aha.
This one is quite a well-known photograph. As a street photographer and photojournalist, I always carry a small camera with me, and I've lived most of my life just off Brick Lane, and this was taken around about 1982 in the Brick Lane laundrette, and this couple were obviously they were doing the washing together, and they were talking and kissing, as you can see from this particular image. Now, photographers generally, when they're using film, what you would do is you may take, well, certainly I would take a series of photographs, then just pick one out. And when this photograph was taken, it was subsequently, a couple of years later, made into a postcard, and the couple actually moved into the block that I live in, just off Brick Lane. So they became familiar a couple of years after the picture was taken with the photograph, and they liked it a lot, and I did a print for them. But interestingly, I looked at the negatives about 20 odd years later, and I noticed there were about 10 images of the Brick Lane laundrette and them kissing. And I noticed that there was a story in the photographs, because they actually have a row, and she storms out at the end, and he's just left on his own, languishing, looking at his washing, going round and around. So that photograph doesn't tell the whole truth, but the sequence certainly does.